This is the Nordic Museum, which is primarily Viking and much earlier history of Norway. We're fixing to go in the Vassar Museum, which has the big ship that I'll tell you more about. Okay, so we're here at the Vassar Museum. In the museum, virtually the whole museum was built just for this ship. This ship was built by the Swedish Army in, let me see, would have been, I guess in the Revolution, 1812, I think that's right. And they built this ship to be bigger than any other ship in their army and bigger than any ship in the Russian army. And they thought if they built this huge ship that they could intimidate the Russians and perhaps end the war early. So they built the ship, spent some number of years building it, and then launched it into the water. And when they launched it, it came down the ramp, and it floated for a few minutes, and then it capsized, turned over, and sank to the bottom of the ocean. And the engineering was faulty. They had failed to think about the weight of the extra row of cannons across the top, and so it was too top heavy. But because the water at the bottom of the bay was very deep, very dark, and very cold, it didn't deteriorate, and it laid there for 200 years, and the government recently retrieved it from the bottom of the ocean and then built this museum, restored it, and put it here for display. Here's a model of the boat, what it looked like at that time when it was launched and then sank. This display shows how they raised the boat from the bottom of the ocean. There's the boat down there, and they put these straps around it. And then all these boats above the water. And then they raise it a little bit at a time. Here we are at the rear of the boat. You see all the ornate work. They blamed the shipbuilder who had died at the time it was launched. And the second shipbuilder, who was still alive, had always insisted that the boat needed to be wider and deeper. Or at least the tour guide said that's what he said after it sank. There's reproductions of all the colorful carvings that were on the boat, what they looked like originally.
It's not something that's finished.
So this is the Vassar Museum, and it was built just to house the ship we just saw. This is the Nobel Museum, and the Nobel Prize, of course, originates here, and it's awarded at the palace, but then they have this museum for Nobel Prize winners and other things related to the Nobel Prize. Wow, this is just a lovely little square. Love that building. Everybody just taking it easy, having some coffee. So we're in Old Town. We just came across this old church. There's churches everywhere, seems like. It's very beautiful, though. There's a huge tower outside. So the sign said German Church of Stockholm. Not real sure what religion it is. Okay, we're boarding the boat. We're just checking out these neon chandeliers. Pretty cool. Bye-bye, Sweden. We're underway. We're leaving the port of Stockholm. There are 2,000 islands. Some of them are bigger than others. Some of them are just small. I mean, just barely big enough for a house. This one's bigger, obviously. It's got several houses on it. This is the panorama lounge on the back of the ship. Look how close these islands are, and you can feel the boat moving, steering. The captain is having to steer it around all these islands. I think they're called the Archipelago or something like that. It's very beautiful. I'm here with my little English-speaking American soulmate for high tea. We're having our biscuits and chocolate and tea as we navigate out through the islands to leave the port. It's very romantic, don't you think so, Miss State Farm? Here's one of the little small islands. They've got their little lighthouse on the outer edge of it out there, I guess. Just a little bitty island. I'm sure there's a little cottage on the other side of it.